The buzz, I've got Mr. Angel Sablan, the Executive Director of the Mayors Council, now to tell us about how this all transpired. We kind of know pretty much what happened with public health, but on the Mayors Council side, how was this given to the mayors, or inherited, I guess?
Did we receive it?
Receive it, yeah.
Well, I was at my office actually. It was already after hours, and the Vice Mayor Hoffman called me and he goes, "Hey, can we have an emergency meeting?" This is February 3rd. And he goes, "Can we have an emergency meeting with the 11 mayors that have senior citizen centers in their villages with DSC, Division of Senior Citizens at Public Health, on Monday?" And I told him, I said, I don't see any problem with that. But I didn't inform any of the mayors until that Monday because parties over the weekends, funerals and things like that, they might forget that there was an emergency meeting on Monday. So I waited till Monday morning, and we broadcast it out and everything. And they were meeting actually at 10. I wasn't at the meeting because I had to be at another meeting at the governor's office for recycling. And so they kept calling me up because you better come up to the meeting here because they're talking about finances and how we're going to handle moving it from public health to Mayors Council and whether it can be done at all. And so when I went to the meeting, they were talking about, can we give it as a grant to the Mayors Council of Guam? Can we do an MOU? Do you guys want to, possibly bid for this and things? So I said, well, bidding is out of the question. Grant, unless you're going to do it right away, because the expiration date for garbage FEMA is February 29th.
Sure.
We're already on February 6th. And I said, it's going to take a lot of work, and we don't know even what the MOU entails. And so, well, we'll work on the MOU and we'll send it to you in a couple of days. Well, a couple of days went by and still no MOU. And so Mr. Austin Augustine called me up and he goes, it's at the director's desk, and once he signs it, he's just trying to make sure that there is no possibility that GARP FEMA can continue the contract, because it was not really intended for the Mayors Council of Guam to take this, or for GARP FEMA to stop running the centers. They wanted an opportunity for GARP FEMA to continue.
Sure.
And they looked at every avenue, but legally they could not. They could not extend the contract, not even on a month-to-month basis.
So as they were communicating with the Mayor's Council, they were also trying to make it happen for GARP FEMA,
Yes,
but they needed to make sure that you didn't go a day without the service.
And that was our only intention when we said yes, we would step in and do this, is we did not want the services to stop.
Sure.
It's nothing about being disrespectful. Some people say we were being disrespectful because we took this away from GARP FEMA. We didn't want to take this away from GARP FEMA. What we wanted was to be respectful and make sure that the senior citizens continue to have the services that they do deserve.
Yeah.
And see, it's like a seamless transition. We're already in a week, and the senior citizens are still happy. More of them are coming up to say, I want to be a part of the center. I want to, enjoy some of the programs that the centers now have. And so, aside from GARP FEMA, and we supported GARP FEMA in their other application, because they're not just being wiped out as an organization. I mean, there's other grants out there that they can apply for, and they have applied for. And we support it as the Mayors Council of Guam, support it. And if they get that grant and they can provide other opportunities to provide services for the Manamco, we'll be glad to support them. But at this time, I think the problem was that they were asked to reduce their budget, and they, for some reason, did not reduce their budget until late in the game, when they said, well, we will reduce it now. I guess when they started hearing that, there is no chance of extending their contract. $60,000 is hard to live by, even for us, looking at the budget, but we just have to do it for the senior citizens.
Now, let me ask you, because I asked President Savares about that situation, about the strain that it may cause. I mean, it's maybe now, but as you're saying your enrollment is increasing. So as that enrollment is increasing, more power and things like that, what's going to happen? So,
well, actually, it's not going to affect the power or the water, because you're still going to pay for that anyway, whether there's one person or 10 people or 50 people in the center. What's going to increase is the food costs, the transportation costs, but that's not under our contract. That's a separate contract that is dealt with public health. At the present time, I guess Kloppenberg has the transportation contract, and SH Corporation has the feeding contract. But as far as the center itself, the the costs are fixed. The personnel is fixed, and the power, the utilities, the supplies, we'll keep it at a minimum.
Well, one of the things that they talked about, people talked about, in fact, is now that if you were to retain or bring on some additional staff, now they become government employees, whereas before they worked for a nonprofit, non-government organization. So now they would become government employees. So in the end, it'll cost more, and that's where the strain may come.
Well, they're government employees, but they're unclassified,
Okay.
limited-term government employees, with the understanding that once the grant is expired or there's no more funds, there is no more employment.
So no benefits come with that.
They have benefits for only the period of time that they are
Employed.
employed.
Oh, employed. Okay,
Yes.
okay. The benefits like health insurance.
Health
and
insurance,
things,
life, annual leave, sick leave.
And it's covered all within that. And
Oh, so it's covered within
whatever
that.
it's
Okay.
budgeted
That
for
budget.
them.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we've received grants before from public health. With,
Okay.
we did a ARA grant called Project Help a few months or a year before that. And same thing, they were employed for several months or 3 months, and then at the end of it, they got out. So that's basically how we're looking at it.
So, now you guys are. I mean, there are a couple things now that you guys had. I mean, you're doing the dogs now too.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, you're
But
gonna
it-
be?
But it's in the radar
Okay,
for us
okay.
to get the dogs. I mean, in the new fiscal year, I think the governor is intending to transfer the animal control section from agriculture to us. But that's not a done deal yet.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking just because the operation you're having right now, and if you're going to be in charge of this, your budget needs to go up, and it's got to be taken away. And maybe this is where the $5,000 from where the senators gave themselves a raise could go into the Mayors Council. Maybe this is an opportunity for the mayors to become the lower house of the Senate, right?
Well,
You're not going to comment on that. So things are going good. The transition has been going good. What are the negatives at this point?
Let's put it this way, that no matter what happens, the mayors and vice mayors will take anything, whether it's good or bad, and make it an opportunity to do good out of it. I mean, after all, it's their community that they're serving.
Yeah, sure.
And so if it's picking up a dead dog or serving them an UMCO or serving the youth, they're going to take every opportunity to make sure that they get out there and make it done. Money or no money.
Get it done, huh?
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah, and I think right now, as we move forward, we're going to be working on getting the inventory transfers and the finance transfers. So that's the next phase, which we'll be meeting tomorrow with Division of Senior Citizens.
Okay.
And then that'll continue, I guess, for the next few months until this MOU expires in 3 months. And then from there, Public Health is asked to go and bid this out.
Yeah, and it was an easy transition for the mayors to move into this area because you're right there with them anyway, and you coexist.
You're neighbors.
Yeah, you're neighbors. You coexist. I mean, you weren't really separated. You were one and the same basically. But since you've really taken over the actual operations, what has the biggest challenge been to date that maybe you weren't anticipating?
I think it's just getting to know what files they have, what are the particular needs of the Manumco. Some of them are vegan, some of them require low salt, low sodium, some of their meals. Those were the things, and then really understanding who they are as people. I mean, we've bonded with them. Like I said, we've grown up with them. We see them on a daily basis, but now it's at a different level, and it's really, we're excited, and they're excited as well. But I really didn't see any heavy challenges ahead of that. It was basically just trying to coordinate everything and finding out where everybody sits, and we don't want to go in and move the tables around and chairs and everything. So, and what we're kind of the plus side of it is, now with the Division of Senior Citizens is augmenting some of the equipment and supplies. What was found at SPEMA's offices are now being funneled out. So the chairs, tables. So we picked up about 10 tables and additional chairs now, which now helps. So we were able to move our regular SMO, St. Mayor's office stuff out of that and put that into community use now. And now something's specifically reserved for the Manumco.